It's going to be a serious belt tightening time for all of state budget.
I think people are scared and people are desperate, and they're trying to do the best they can with what they have at this time.
Fears over the coronavirus are leading more pregnant women to consider delivering their babies at home. I'm Nancy Chin with who they're turning to for advice.
We've seen a lot of folks that have just seen us outside and seen the signs and pulled in and said, hey, we need some food. I said, we have it, so we give it to them.
Thank you so much for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Marlisa Goldsmith. New numbers in tonight from the Arkansas Department of Health. 201 cases of COVID-19 are now confirmed in Arkansas. On the Department of Health's updated website, more than 1,000 Arkansans have been tested for coronavirus, and 201 of those came back positive. You can also see here the national numbers with nearly 44,000 cases in the U.S. In his daily press conference, Governor Asa Hutchinson also made some big economic announcements. He says he expects the state to lose $160 million in revenue during this pandemic. He also said the filing and payment deadline for individual taxpayers has now been moved to July 15th. With all these changes, the governor says he will have to call a special legislative session to address the state's budget. Also announced today, the health department is ordering all salons, tattoo parlors, and massage therapy locations to close to help stop the spread of COVID-19. THV11's Melissa Ziguit spoke with people in the industry about how they're handling this temporary shutdown and how you can help them out.
It's time. I have physician friends that have been urging us to move in this direction for over a week now.
Jessica Milonas is a hairstylist at Chop Salon in Argenta.
I actually shut my books down last week.
Despite being temporarily out of work, she considers herself lucky.
I'm married and I have a second income in my house, and we don't have children.
So are you filing for unemployment?
Well, we're all self-employed, so we are not eligible for unemployment benefits traditionally.
This is why she is encouraging people to help others when they can.
Most of my friends who are servers, my friends who are single, my friends that don't have a second income in their house are really in dire straits right now.
A small amount can go a long way.
Even if that means sending a Venmo of $20 if I can. I think people are scared and people are desperate, and they're trying to do the best they can.
Dawn Ike is the owner of Copperwell Retreat in West Little Rock.
It's a surreal thing to have to shut it down.
Monday, one of her clients stepped in to help out.
She basically bought $2,000 worth of gift cards.
However, she still had to make the difficult decision to lay off her employees for the time being.
To try to get them income flowing quickly.
Do you plan on hiring all of those employees back once this is all over?
All of them. I hope all the babies come back home. So I just encourage everybody to look out for each other, and if you have anything extra, share with those people who you know that don't, because what we have to do is stay healthy.
In Little Rock, Melissa Zigowitz, THV 11 News.
Melissa, thanks so much. Restaurant owners and employees are also feeling the weight of this pandemic now that all restaurants in the state have gone to carry out or delivery only. The Downtown Little Rock Partnership decided to start a virtual tip jar where the community can see who needs a boost and tip them online.
This is a time where hospitality, retail workers, restaurant industry workers aren't going to be able to pay their bills in the way that some people are able to work from home at this time.
Any and all servers in Little Rock can sign up. The virtual tip jar will keep going as long as needed, and we have a link to it on thv11.com.
You have a big supply of toilet paper in your house, this is not something you have to worry about. But if you are sitting on a warehouse with masks, you will be hearing a knock on your door.
President Donald Trump signed an executive order today making it illegal to hoard essential medical equipment. Lawmakers are also racing against the clock to finalize a $1 trillion stimulus package to cushion the economic blow of the coronavirus pandemic. Meanwhile, more states are tightening their rules on non-essential gatherings in an effort to stop the spread of the growing coronavirus outbreak. Michigan and Oregon join the list of states with a stay-at-home order, like California and New York. Across the globe, Spain now has the second largest outbreak after Italy, where an Arkansan is living through the countrywide lockdown. Our Ashley Godwin reports.
It's eerily quiet, empty in the busiest parts of Italy. For the second week, the country is under lockdown to prevent further spread of COVID-19.
At first, I was reluctant to wear gloves. I was reluctant to cover my face because I didn't want to, you don't want to do that because then it's scary, it's for real.
Christian Jaquez grew up in Arkansas and has been living in Rome to finish his engineering degree.
That's kind of the part I like best about Italy is, everything is, you make time for the small things a lot more.
He says although life in Italy is much different than in the States, he fears this virus will treat us much the same as it has overseas.
Immediate action is required, and that's things you can do. Stay indoors. Don't go out unless things necessary. Things that have been elaborated everywhere, do them. We're just asked to stay home, and if we can't even do that to save ourselves, I don't know what we would do if this was worse.
Italy has around 60,000 confirmed COVID-19 cases, the second largest amount behind China. But as the Italians are known for being passionate and true entertainers, they are not letting being confined to their houses stop them from enjoying life.
We see these viral videos of people singing out of their balconies and, clapping for the healthcare workers.
When it started happening, I got the message on my WhatsApp, and it was just circulating all over. It's 6 o'clock. If you have a guitar, if you have a trombone, if you have a harmonica, everybody played at 6. And that was the first day. And I was like, maybe it's a one-time thing. It's nice. But then every day it became something else. The Italian way of life, la dolce vita.
Again, that was Ashley Godwin reporting. If you or someone you know thinks they may have coronavirus, the important thing to remember is do not immediately go to an urgent care or the ER. You'll want to call your doctor or utilize one of the many drive-through screening sites. Baptist Health is opening several across the state. UAMS in Little Rock has 2 drive-throughs, and the CHI St. Vincent Little Rock Diagnostic Clinic and Conway Regional are also offering drive-throughs. While many Arkansans are buying food, water, and toiletries, others are also stocking up on medical marijuana. We checked with the state officials today, who report a significant spike in sales after the first COVID-19 cases were confirmed in Arkansas. The state just had its strongest 3-day period since medical marijuana became legal, with $1.6 million in sales just those days.
Overall, it looks like in that 3-day period, it looks like Arkansans bought about 250 pounds of medical marijuana, worth about $1.6 million just over that 3-day period. So that was really, I think, Arkansans planning. I think that was Arkansans saying, okay, the CDC is saying we need to have at least 2 weeks of medicine ready. And I think they acted and acted quickly within that 3-day period.
At least 3 dispensaries are now delivering. There are no additional requirements other than businesses have to deliver with at least 2 employees in an unmarked vehicle. The pandemic is creating even more anxiety for women who are expecting. As Nancy Chen reports from New York, some mothers are now preparing for the possibility of not having a traditional birth in a hospital.
Nearing the end of her pregnancy, Ashley Blossom is having second thoughts about delivering at a hospital because of the coronavirus.
Seeing how the pandemic has affected the healthcare system in other countries, especially Italy, we feel that we can no longer remain confident in hospital birth alone.
So the couple purchased this medical supply kit online, preparing for a possible home birth.
We feel, my husband and I as parents, that it is our duty, unfortunately, to think worst case scenario.
Is there anything else we can do to kind of help you guys?
Trinisha Williams is the director of midwifery at the Brooklyn Birthing Center in New York. She's a certified midwife and says in recent weeks the center has been flooded with calls from expectant moms worried their newborns might be exposed to COVID-19 when they deliver at a hospital.
We have seen women say they're concerned whether they were 32 weeks, sometimes even 40 weeks. And to be honest, we've even gotten a few phone calls of people in labor in the last few days.
Obstetricians are reassuring patients that hospitals have labor and delivery units separate from coronavirus areas. They also advise moms to talk to their doctors before making any changes to their birth plans.
It's still unclear how the virus affects moms and their babies, but Williams is urging parents to remain calm.
You need to trust the process of birth and that your body will deliver your baby and that your care team that you have chosen should be able to support you.
For now, Blossom and her husband say they're prepping for uncertainty.
As much anxiety as a home birth would give me, I weirdly have a sense of peace knowing we could do it here.
Excited to expand their family with a healthy baby boy in April. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
As you've probably noticed over the past week or so, we're practicing social distancing here at THV 11, with reporters working from their homes and bringing you the news with less people here in the studio. But we're still finding ways to stay connected, and our very own Craig O'Neill's reporting tonight from his home in Little Rock. Craig, we miss you so much around here. How's social distancing going for you?
Well, I miss everybody. You know that the TV station was kind of a ghost town. It is these days. So I miss everybody at THV 11. We've all kind of gone our way, but we're going to practice what we preach, social distancing, and it's top of mind for many of us, including me. When this first started, I had to think about it. I mean, can I just go out to the store? Can I just go to this place? But no, now it's top of mind to the point where when I'm watching a press conference with Hutchinson or maybe the President of the United States, I'm saying to myself, those guys need to spread out. They're within 6 feet of one another. You're thinking about it constantly. The one thing they've found, experts have found, that turns the numbers around is people staying home, which brings us to, what are you doing to keep yourself entertained? Text us your ideas. The more creative, the better. We would love to hear about it at 501-376-1111. What movies? Are you reading books? Go to the virtual reading road trip at THV11.com. Whatever you're doing, share it with us. 501-376-1111. And by the way, giving via text is also a good idea, because at THV11, we also believe in compassionate distancing. We'll be back.
THV 11 weather is sponsored by Everett Buick GMC.
Hi, I'm Susie Everett with Everett Buick GMC. A lot has changed recently, and we want to let you know that Everett is here to help. Our community focus has always been strong, and that will never change. We'd like to recognize and thank all of those who are dedicated to helping others during this time. As we work together, we can make things better for everyone. We look forward to seeing you soon. Please take care and be safe. From all of us at Everett Buick GMC.
My name is Reggie. I am a floor slot tech. I was born and raised here, as a matter of fact. And after high school, I left. I left because there was a lack of opportunity and jobs here at that time. So Quapaw Nation has made the future of Pine Bluff brighter, helping people feed their families, and build a financial foundation.
My name is Vincent Bullard. I had an interview earlier in the season. I told him, I plan on retiring from here.
I'm Jerry Riley. I work at Saracen Casino in security. I left and moved to Kansas City. Wasn't very much opportunity here in Pine Bluff. And when I got word that there were going to possibly be a casino here in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, I decided to pack my family up and move back. I believe Quapaw Nation is doing a good job by keeping their promises.
The Quapaw Nation has been keeping their promises every day.
Even with social distancing, we're not isolated. We still need each other, and there's still lots of needs and lots of ways to serve people. And so we just thought this is one little small part that we could play as a church through our food pantry.
Finding ways to serve. Members of Little Rock Church handed out boxed meals to the community today. Pastors say normally they would serve a hot meal indoors, but moved it to a drive-through operation today. Cars drove up and everyone was given food, no questions asked. Churches are just one of the thousands of places impacted by this virus. With mandates to avoid large groups of people, most in-person worship services have been canceled. But just like that congregation in Little Rock, so many others are finding new ways to worship.
We're trusting God to be able to get us through this.
It is a house of worship with no one inside.
It's incredibly challenging for all of us to try to do ministry, but to do it at a distance.
Coronavirus may have temporarily closed Concord Church, but it hasn't stopped Pastor Brian Carter from sharing his faith.
Our team has been so busy this past week trying to create the best online experience we possibly could.
Their service normally brings thousands to Redbird, but due to the virus, they worshiped Sunday on Facebook.
We are the church wherever we are. Whether you are in Dallas or you are somewhere watching around the world, we welcome you. God is in control.
I've talked to pastors that have been in the ministry for a long time, and they just have never seen anything quite like this.
Everyone's trying to adjust.
We're trying to find what's some way we can have some type of interaction.
Yeah! Freedom Church in Carrollton debuted drive-through communion.
That way we can still see our people and love on our people.
It just fills my heart. Our church is reaching out.
And we just pray that you will just cover her with protection and blessing.
For them to do this for us, it's unlike anything I've ever seen before in my life.
Back at Concord, Pastor Carter is keeping faith.
I mean, we feel like the church has been created for times like this.
His faith tells him his church will find a way.
In times of difficulty, that's when faith matters the most.
In Redbird, I'm Alex Rosie.
Good Monday evening, Central Arkansas meteorologist Nathan Scott. It is quiet out there right now. Nothing showing up on radar, but this is going to be changing over the next several hours. It's going to get loud outside. Showers and storms will be developing, and some of these storms could produce a lot of lightning and thunder, so just be prepared, parents, for the kids to knock on the door and maybe to ask to sleep on the floor tonight to keep them safe. I was one of those kids when I was growing up. I never liked thunderstorms at night. As we take a look at the severe weather threat, it is there. It's low. Not expecting any tornadoes. The main concern for the overnight hours will be for some of these storms to produce some hail. The greatest threat will be for this orange area in northwestern parts of the state, but one or two storms here in central Arkansas could produce some hail the size of peas, maybe as large as quarters, but you notice the tornado threat, minimal. Very slim chance, and damaging wind threat also on the low side. There could be one or two storms trying to produce some gusts of 50 to maybe as high as 60 miles per hour. So here we go. This is what the radar is expected to look like around 1 o'clock Tuesday morning. There's the line of showers and storms blossoming across the area by 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And like I said, some of these storms could be a little feisty, but it's not going to last very long. This is all ahead of a warm front. This warm front lifts off to the north. So by 8, 9 o'clock, most of the activity is going to be well to the north of us. We'll still have some spotty showers out there, but not expecting any storms as we get into the morning. And there's a slim chance we could see an isolated shower storm later in the day as a cold front swings its way through. 58 is the number. Winds from the east-northeast at 9 miles per hour. The humidity starting to creep up. Notice the winds over to the east now. These winds are going to switch over to the south and southwest once that warm front passes through your neighborhood, and it's going to bring in some very warm air. Temperatures into the 50s. They're really not going to budge much at all tonight. Only drop down a few more degrees, dropping down into the mid-50s for the most part. But check this out. That warm front is going to usher in a surge of warm air, and look at these numbers I'm expecting for Tuesday afternoon. Highs topping out into the mid to upper 70s, maybe even some lower 80s, and that's just the start of things to come. Here's where the warm front is. That continues to drift its way ever so slowly off to the north. Talking about the first 80-degree day here in Little Rock. We haven't seen it just yet. Our average usually is about March 17th. And there you see last year it was April 9th. The earliest was January 8th back in 1969. I think we're going to see our first 80-degree day, maybe as early as Wednesday, but certainly I'm expecting it on Thursday with everybody across the state warming up into the mid-80s. Tonight, showers and storms developing. 55 tomorrow, 78 with showers and storms primarily early and then it'll be on the breezy side. THV 11 extended forecast, 71 cooler on Wednesday, and then we warm things up Thursday. We'll have a chance of some showers and storms on Friday and Saturday. Sunday looks pretty nice with a high around 68.
Hey, thanks for joining us here on THV 11. Let's enjoy a story together, shall we?
One day the world will come back. You know, after the Spanish flu of 1917, there was the Roaring Twenties.
Nothing is more important than family, especially in uncertain times. In response to the recent world events, we're taking steps to protect our family with Hyundai Assurance. When you buy or lease a new Hyundai between now and April 30th, we'll cover your payments for up to 6 months in the event you lose your job this year due to COVID-19. Plus, 0% APR financing to well-qualified buyers on select vehicles with deferred payments for 3 months. Hyundai Assurance, because making things better for your family is our first priority.
Hey. Really? Hi, guys.
We like the gray. If now's the time you need something you can depend on, Nissan is here. With special savings on popular models, like the award-winning Rogue and Altima. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 12 models, plus no payments for 90 days. You can depend on Nissan now.
Tell us we can't, and we'll prove you wrong. Knock us down, and we'll get right back up. Call us risk takers, misfits, bad boys. But we know what we want, and it feels like American muscle, looks like advanced engineering, and smells like fresh, cut grass. Bad boy, mow with an attitude.
All right, there are so many headlines about the coronavirus, including some about states and cities enforcing lockdowns. It has Arkansans concerned about that happening here at home. But in his press conference today, Governor Hutchinson said that's not happening anytime soon.
You hear the discussion about, a shutdown or everybody is in their homes. Essential services go on, which is utility companies, which is manufacturing, it's the food supply, it's logistics, and so there's really not such a thing.
So we can verify tonight, as of right now, there is no plan of a state lockdown in Arkansas. Our Verify team is here to answer your questions during this stressful time, like the ones you sent us about a viral chart claiming to know the point of no return in states across the U.S. Here's our Jason Puckett to break it down.
A lot of you have sent us this site. Quote, this model predicts the last day each state can act before the point of no return. Open it up and you see a map of the U.S. with the message, why you must act now. If you click on a state, it shows a graph comparing available hospital beds to projected cases. The red line shows the point of no return, where the number of sick passes the number of hospital beds in that state. This chart shows that Texas has until April 12th to stop this. It's a frightening idea. We've talked about flattening the curve to avoid overloading hospitals, but this site is putting a timer on that idea. So big question, is it true? Well, it could be in a sort of worst case scenario. We checked the methodology and compared it to real data from the CDC, WHO, and state authorities. The numbers are real, but that doesn't mean this will happen, just that it could. The creators of the site put a line in bright red that said this does not predict the future. Creator Max Henderson sent us a message explaining. They're taking current data and calculating how that would look over time if nothing changes. They compare those numbers to estimates if people do social distancing for 3 months, if people shelter in place for 3 months, and if there's a lockdown similar to what happened in Wuhan, China. The idea here is to give us a worst case scenario if we don't act compared to estimates if we do act. But the graphs do leave out some context. First, they aren't updated right now to reflect the action states have already taken. Ohio, for instance, has already ordered a shelter-at-home policy, so that would lower these numbers. Second, the charts are based on total confirmed numbers. They don't reflect total hospitalizations right now. Henderson told us this isn't meant to cause panic, but rather show everyone how serious the situation could be if we don't get ahead of the curve. So we can verify. These charts do use real data, but we can't predict the future and neither can they. These charts will change as states take more action and more data comes in. And if you're seeing more claims like this out there, send us an email. With your Verify, I'm Jason Puckett.
It's been nearly 2 weeks since the sporting world went on a hiatus. Coming up, we're featuring a group of seniors whose careers were cut short that you probably don't even think about.
I am social distancing for her. I'm social distancing for him.
I'm social distancing for them.
A lot has changed overnight, but Buick and GMC's commitment to you remains the same. We understand you want to feel safe, so we're offering current owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services. Should you need a vehicle, we're offering 0% financing for up to 84 months with deferred payment options for 120 days. Plus, you may have the option to shop online and take delivery at home. Visit our websites for the help you need. Buick and GMC, we're here to help.
How do you measure success? In points? In wins? Or trophies? At Shelter Insurance, we measure success in the quality of our products and services, in how we support our communities, in being there when you need us most. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
You're born amazing, let it out. From the mountainside to the valley floor, we got you, get up and go. Keep on amazing. Keep on amazing. Your power lights away from within. Just keep together, we can do anything. Just keep on amazing, amazing. We'll keep on you.
Hey. Really? Hi, guys.
We like the gray.
If now's the time you need something you can depend on, Nissan is here. With special savings on popular models, like the award-winning Rogue and Altima. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 12 models, plus no payments for 90 days. You can depend on Nissan now.
The THV 11 Sports Desk, sponsored by your Central Arkansas Hyundai dealers.
I know we are all missing sports right now. We should be talking about the Sweet 16. We should be talking about the Diamond Hogs in SEC play. Should be talking about spring football right now. But here's the thing. COVID-19 has not only had an impact on athletes on the field, but also their biggest fans, Spirit Squads. They get us hyped up for every game.
It's basketball time!
And they lead every hog call. But what do you do when there's no team to lead out of the tunnel?
It's been pretty boring, honestly. You know, I'm usually used to waking up at 6, 7 o'clock, get ready for workouts or something.
Kedron Rayburn is a senior on the Razorback cheer squad.
But I'm always the guy running the flag, and it's kind of become my thing over the past few years.
Just last week at the SEC tournament, Rayburn waved the Razorback flag before the win against Vanderbilt, not knowing it would be his last time.
At the end of the game, it kind of we found out for sure that we were leaving, and I was like, wow, possibly just cheered my last game. So that was, I was kind of in shell shock, to be honest.
Rayburn has returned to his hometown of Mountain Home, just like his teammates. Needless to say, this is not where they expected to be.
We were actually making our travel plans for the women's NCAA tournament. I was texting one of the girls the other day, actually, and I was like, hey, we should be somewhere fun right now, having a good time.
Despite his career coming to an early end, Rayburn tweeted a heartfelt goodbye to Razorback fans for the opportunity of leading the Hogs onto the court.
Every time I run the flag on the court, they're always cheering and everything, and so I want to take it as a moment of gratitude and thank them for everything they've done.
Rayburn hasn't seen the last of Fayetteville, though. He plans to apply for graduate school coming up next year. For more information, head to thv11.com.
Text FAX to 501-376-1111 for the latest COVID-19 updates.
I'm standing on the mountain, about to fall. I'm running on the rooftops, 50 foot tall. I'm breaking through the ceiling.
The 2020 Infiniti QX50.
Lease the Infiniti QX50 for $399 a month or finance at 1.9% APR for 60 months at your local Infiniti retailer.
I'm Attorney General Leslie Rutledge, and you're watching the Rutledge Report. The governor declared a state of emergency. Price gouging laws are now in effect. Businesses and individuals cannot charge 10% more than they did before. Bad actors will face criminal charges and a fine of up to $10,000 per item. Report price gouging to my office. At the Attorney General's office, we will do the fighting for you. Call us at 800-482-8982 or visit arkansasag.gov.
A lot has changed overnight, but Buick and GMC's commitment to you remains the same. We understand you want to feel safe, so we're offering current owners complimentary OnStar Crisis Assist services. Should you need a vehicle, we're offering 0% financing for up to 84 months with deferred payment options for 120 days. Plus, you may have the option to shop online and take delivery at home. Visit our websites for the help you need. Buick and GMC, we're here to help.
Nothing is more important than family, especially in uncertain times. In response to the recent world events, we're taking steps to protect our family with Hyundai Assurance. When you buy or lease a new Hyundai between now and April 30th, we'll cover your payments for up to 6 months in the event you lose your job this year due to COVID-19. Plus, 0% APR financing to well-qualified buyers on select vehicles with deferred payments for 3 months. Hyundai Assurance, because making things better for your family is our first priority.
Showers and storms are arriving while you're sleeping tonight, but most of the activity will be up to the north by 8 or 9 o'clock. We'll still have a chance of some scattered showers, but look at that temperature, 78 degrees. We cool things down a little bit on Wednesday. Sunshine returns, a high of 71, and then taste of summer. Thursday, 84. Another chance of showers and storms arriving on Friday and Saturday.
Okay, if you were watching earlier in the newscast, our Craig O'Neill was reporting from home and asked for those of you also at home to send in how you're making the best of your time. So many of you all responded, and we want to take a look at some of those responses. One person wrote in saying, "My sister and I are making surgical masks to donate to local hospitals and clinics. So very needed." Another person says, "All those little home maintenance projects that never get our time." Thanks so much for sending that in, Anna. And another person writes, "We went camping for 5 days. Talk about social distancing. It was like a ghost town there. Great getaway and family time." One more person says, "Watching TV, crocheting, and lots of cooking. Not good for the waistline. Tell me about it." Thanks so much for everyone joining us tonight, and thanks for sending in your comments and ways that you're social distancing. We hope to see you back here tomorrow. Have a great night.